Hey y'all, it's me. It's your girl, the real deal, Lanita Skills Reaction Channel. Like, share, and subscribe. What's up, real deal? Hope everybody having a blessed day. Hope you staying hydrated from the heat. But today I'm gonna help you get some water. Now look, y'all. The content is about a missing Titanic submersible with 5 people in it, and debris field found. Yes, 5 people with 5 people missing, y'all. Yes, and I guarantee it had something to do with oxygen. They can't find it, y'all. They can't find it. But let's see what they got so far, y'all. What I got down here, missing Titanic submersible. 5 people missing. Hold on, y'all. Let me change this. And then put 5. People have been missing. Okay, y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's turn the music down. Let's turn the music off so y'all can hear. Okay, because I don't want to be too loud. I don't want to be too this. I don't want to be too that. Okay. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go here and see what's going on, y'all. It's some people on that little submarine. It says submersible. Okay. I'll get it out, y'all. Just work with me. I work so hard. I be out in the sun. Y'all just don't know. You know the sun can do something to you. Okay, let's take a look at this, y'all. They're talking about the little Titanic submersible.
This morning, a Canadian remotely operated vehicle reached the seafloor and began scanning
Hold on, y'all.
for the vessel. Now, a French robot has also joined search efforts and is capable of diving to 20,000 feet underwater. The 22-foot-long carbon fiber submersible operated by OceanGate Expeditions went missing shortly after it left Sunday on its descent to the wreckage of the Titanic in the Atlantic Ocean. A total of 5 people were on board. Banging sounds were heard yesterday and Tuesday. The sounds could be a sign of life and potential survivors. But marine experts also say there is a chance the noise could have no connection to the Titan.
I can tell you from my experience with acoustics that there are sounds by biologics that sound man-made to the untrained ear, but I can assure you that the people listening to these tapes are trained.
It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's just one of many lumps that could be imaged down there on the sea floor.
Experts have a few theories that the 5-person crew could have made some last-minute efforts to extend their oxygen supply. That would require them sitting still and keeping calm. Easier said than done in a life or death situation where every minute is crucial.
That's right, because when you excited like that, you cannot get anxious and like that. Let's see what they got right here, y'all. This look like it got more information. It's sad. This is so sad.
Into the newsroom, we have now learned in the search for the missing sub, there has been a debris field that was discovered within the search area for the missing submarine that was last seen and heard from on Sunday. Dre Clark is standing by in Boston with this breaking development. Dre, what more are you hearing from the search and rescue teams at this hour about what specifically they have found?
Well, Marty, all morning long, we've been saying that this would be a pivotal day in this search effort with the underwater drones going in. It was going to give searchers a perspective they haven't had all week long. They've been conducting surface searches, but with these ROVs or underwater drones, they will be able to get a really good look 12,000 feet down near the site of the Titanic. Now, hours after that operation began, we now get a tweet from the U.S. Coast Guard. I'm going to read it here. It says a debris field was discovered within the search area by an ROV near the Titanic. Experts within the Unified Command are evaluating this information. I would imagine right now, searchers are trying to get a really good look at that debris to see if there's anything remarkably identifiable that they can tie to the missing submersive, the Titan. This is a very, very deep dive that this underwater drone
Now,
conducted.
see, you got to make sure that the stuff that you the submarine that you use is good for the lower you get in that ocean, like that, the deeper the oxygen. The oxygen, you got to be careful with the oxygen because you're going deep, 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 deep down. So it all depends on how low can they go, or how low or where they're gonna stop and come back up. Cause pressure, air pressure, and oxygen is something else. So this is very important. I hope they find them. Just you never know if they're alive or not. But I think they're trying to say they deceased y'all, but you can't go by that.
And it is really the first time this week that we've heard this type of thing as it relates to anything debris. We know we heard those noises yesterday, but we still don't know what the source of those noises are. But this is a really remarkable situation happening right now because now they will have to take a really good look at that debris to try and determine if, in fact, that debris field belongs to the missing submersive Ocean Gate or the Titan that went missing on Sunday. Marty.
Dre, we are learning that there is now a 3 p.m. Eastern press conference scheduled by the U.S. Coast Guard, at which we will learn more about what specifically they have found. Talk about the oxygen levels, the known oxygen, if they were still alive inside this sub, how much time they had left, and what they started with on Sunday.
Yeah, going into today, or going back to Sunday rather, the Coast Guard said that those on board, those 5 men on board, possibly had between 70 and 96 hours of oxygen on board the Titan. Going into today, based on the Coast Guard's timing, today would have been the
I
day.
hear that from 70 to 96 hours. After that, it get tight.
When that air supply would have run dry or expired. So there was a lot of concern knowing that perhaps this would be the last day when they would have the ability to breathe there underwater here. But now that we have seen this debris field, it shifts. The focus now shifts to trying to figure out what this debris.
So from St. John's, approximately 400 miles to the Titanic, they still had some way to go. I believe somebody's still alive, y'all. I really do.
Debris is, and if it is in fact belonging to the Titan, this search will once again intensify. And quite frankly, this may shift from a search and rescue to a search and recovery. But it's still too early to make that determination. But Marnie, we suspected that something was going on, something was different today because the Coast Guard has been holding daily news conferences at around 1 p.m. And they usually make the announcement about the 1 p.m. news conference somewhere between 10 and 10:30. That did not happen this morning. So we all began to wonder what exactly is happening. Why haven't we heard anything in regards to a news conference? And then we get this tweet regarding this debris field found near the Titanic, and it's beginning to make sense. They have been tied up trying to deal with that issue. And so at 3 o'clock this afternoon here in Boston, we'll be getting a briefing. And certainly there will be a lot of questions regarding that debris field and whether or not they've been able to do anything in the way of identifying exactly what that debris is.
Right, Dre, in the last hour, I was set to talk with the Rear Admiral who you connected us with on scene, and he was pulled into what sounded like an emergent situation. So we suspected there was some activity happening with the investigation and behind the scenes. In terms of the logistics of this, in the tweet or in what you're hearing from your contacts, are they offering any more details about how much debris, what it might look like, and then how they bring it back to shore?
No, the text, or I should say the tweet coming.
What they doing now, y'all? They only talk about the debris right here that they found in the field. But let me give y'all the update on it for today. You know, I just want to give y'all a little live conference on this because it's they if you can't find anything, I don't think they should say that they're deceased. You know what I mean? So let's check it out right here, y'all.
You could go to Grainger.com to find what you need to get the job done.
Okay, we're gonna skip the commercial. We're gonna skip this commercial right here, honey. Showing them teeth.
Grainger, supplies and solutions for every industry.
I ended up relapsing with a childhood cancer that I had. It was hard trying to balance, go and get treatment.
In UK and also private ships and other vessels that came in to try and help, to try and rescue these 5 passengers who now are confirmed dead. Thank you so much for your insight and your.
Hold on, y'all. I think they don't found somebody dead. Hold on. I missed out on this. Hold on. Oh my God. I hope they ain't found them dead. Come on. Y'all got to stop. Done.
Feet below the surface of the water is the equivalent of 5,500 pounds just pressing onto this submersible. And so now that we're hearing, that we're learning that perhaps the parts that were found do belong to it, we get a little bit closer to those concerns that it could have imploded.
We still do not
So
have.
right here, we got the Empire State Building. It's 1,454 feet. And they got nearly 9 Empire State Building. There we go, right there. So the deeper, the Titanic wreckage is right in here, giving you 2.5 miles deep. Wow. So this is deeper than this, allegedly.
Confirmation, however, from the Coast Guard. We are expecting to get additional information and confirmation about what they have been able to find right there in Boston in just a few moments, as the U.S. Coast Guard gives additional information about those 5 missing passengers aboard the Titan. That was an exploratory submersible that was launched not without risk, and that was
5 missing, y'all. 5 missing people. Okay, right now, y'all looking at the Titanic. The sub experienced some catastrophic loss of pressure chamber. Oh my God! You got to have the right. Y'all got the machine. The submarine has to be right before, and I think it's kind of like a little homemade, a little bit.
Well understood. We understand from the 5 passengers on board, but of course, we are still waiting to hear from the Coast Guard. We're going to take a short break. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to bring you the very latest.
Skip it here, y'all. Let me go back to see what he's saying. Got to hear what he's saying. And then when a situation like this happens, sometimes we ain't gonna find out the truth. Allegedly.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. It's a very difficult question to ask, but it would be an important one for the families, of course. What are the prospects of recovering the bodies of the missing crew?
So the questions was related. I'm restating the question from the standpoint of sometimes it's hard to hear the question here. What are the prospects for recovering crew members? And so this is a incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor. And the debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel. And so we'll continue to work and continue to search the area down there, but I don't have an answer for prospects at this time.
Admiral Tom Costello of NBC News. Is there any suggestion? Sorry, any suggestion at all that the sub itself collided with the wreckage of Titanic, or that instead it might have imploded above the wreckage and then rained down nearby?
So the question was, is there any question as to whether or not the sub collided with the Titanic or whether it imploded above and debris field created from that? So the location of the Titan submersible was in an area that was approximately 1,600 feet from the wreck of the Titanic. I have an expert here that is familiar with that area and can talk about the debris field and what the debris field indicates in terms of where the casualty may have occurred.
Rear Admiral, really quickly, can you tell me when that massive fleet will be called back?
Thank you, Admiral. So the question is, where does the wreck lie in relation to the Titanic? I didn't hear the Admiral's answer. I think 1,600 feet. Was that correct, Admiral?
Yep, you got it.
So that's off the bow of Titanic. It's in an area where there is not any debris of Titanic. It is a smooth bottom. To my knowledge and anything I've seen, there's no Titanic wreckage in that area. And again, 200 plus meters from the bow, and consistent with the location of last communication for an implosion in the water column. And the size of the debris field is consistent with that implosion in the water column.
Thanks. Well, if I can ask a question, in terms of the timing here, you say that this was a catastrophic implosion. I know it's early on, but is it your estimation that this happened right at the moment when they lost contact, an hour and 45 minutes after their descent?
So the question was about the timing of the catastrophic implosion. Right now, it is too early to tell with that. We know that as we've been prosecuting.
Wow, y'all. In other words, they trying to say they deceased, y'all. They gone, sharks and stuff all in the water, taken to the base, and anything that don't happen to all them 5 of them people. This just the news conference. This is very important, y'all, of the U.S. Coast Guards. They and right here, it don't look good. We offer our deepest condolences to the family. Ooh, the catastrophe is lost, y'all. Had lost a pressure valve. That's what happened.
This search over the course of the last 72 hours and beyond, that we've had sonar buoys in the water nearly continuously and have not detected any catastrophic events when those sonar buoys have been in the water. So.
Can you describe what happens from here, sir, in the next days and weeks in terms of finding any more debris? What happens from here?
So we will. The question was, what happens from here? What's the next phase? And so right now, again, our thoughts are with the families and making sure that they have an understanding as best as we can provide of what happened and begin to find some closure. In terms of the large process, we're going to continue to investigate the site of the debris field. And then I know that there's also a lot of questions about how, why, and when did this happen. And so, those are questions that we will collect as much information as we can on now, while the governments are meeting and discussing, what an investigation of this nature of a casualty might look like. This is something that happened. I'll just remind everybody, this is something that happened in a remote portion of the ocean with people from several different countries around the world. And so it is a complex case to work through, but I'm confident that those questions will begin to get answered.
Wow.
Factors, speed, anything could have prevented this or saved 5 people on board, or is this quite simply a chemistry guess?
The question was there any suggestion that time factors may have played a role or a consideration in the casualty here? And so the debris field is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel. Again, while we were prosecuting the search, we had listening devices in the water throughout and did not hear any signs of catastrophic failure from those. And so we're going to continue to investigate, or we're going to continue to document the information there and understand, based on all the information we have, the timeline.
And you were listening to a news conference there with Rear Admiral John Mock.
Okay, y'all. So far, that's the update with the Titanic situation. Let's see what they got so far. I'm trying to put it on
Achieve perfect
different
eyesight with
sources,
these incredible
so
glasses.
we'll know.
Millions of
You know
people.
what I mean? Because, in other words, they deceased, y'all. Because that air pressure, that pressure ain't no joke. That pressure is not no joke. So let's see what they're saying right here. Oh, I missed it. Hold on, y'all. Let's take a bit. Let's see what they got. Let's see if they got all of them got the same news. Usually people get the
what you were living wasn't real. And you think back to what your life was like before.
no, that ain't good. You know, this is sad, y'all. This is sad. I don't know what to put it on. It's just so sad.
New details tonight on that missing Titanic submersible. Despite a broadened search today, still no visible sign of the vessel, but there are reports of sounds detected. As an expert we spoke to says that window of opportunity is quickly closing.
I believe at best we have 25 hours left.
Butch Hendrick has performed surface and subsurface water rescues for more than 30 years. Tuesday night, the founder of this New York-based public safety dive training company told Fox 11 he believes the missing submersible is either tangled in the Titanic wreckage.
Because the debris that is around the Titanic is so intense. To get entangled is quite easy.
Or the 21-foot vessel carrying one pilot and 4 passengers is the victim of a leak.
And very quietly and slowly flooded inside.
Hendrick says best
Oh
case
my
scenario
God.
is the sub known as the Titan is entangled, but even then, that comes with its own challenges.
It's good news because it would be easier to find. It may not be good news based on the fact that we have to figure out how we would untangle it.
As of Tuesday morning, the United States
Jesus.
Coast Guard said a total of 10,000 square miles had been searched off the coast of Cape Cod.
It's a challenging operation.
The submersible lost communication less than 2 hours into its Sunday journey to the Titanic, about 13,000 feet below. Rolling Stone reporting an aircraft heard banging sounds at 30-minute intervals from the area where the sub disappeared during Tuesday's search, but still no sign of the sub.
There's truly nothing else like it.
Meanwhile, a promotional video produced by submersible operator Ocean Gate touts the Titanic expedition as a once-in-a-lifetime journey, while this clip of the CEO, Stockton Rush, seems to indicate the sub is run by a video game controller.
It's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller.
Tuesday, Ocean Gate confirmed Rush is the expedition pilot.
Okay, y'all, this is sad. These are the people on board. You got Shazada, Dogwood, Zuluman, Dogwood. Oh, they can pick the sun. Oh my God. And you got Paul Henry, Ned Yolette, uh, Ned Gillette, and you got Harmis, Harding, and you have Storton Rush. Come on, y'all. Why y'all decide to do this? And they all know about submarines, y'all. They all know, but I want to give my condolences to the family of these people right here. You got, like I said, you got the son right here, the dad and the son. These are the 5 people, y'all, who was on board in the submersible on that submarine. Okay, wow. But they said they heard they were trying to say that they had underwater noises. Bless their heart.
His passengers include a British billionaire, a French mariner, and members of a prominent Pakistani business family. Hendrick believes if the sub is intact, it will run out of oxygen by Wednesday night.
It's possible that the 96 hours was never tested. That nobody
Wow, you heard what he said. It wasn't tested. You have to test stuff like that before you react to it. That oxygen is very important. This man right here smart.
actually put 5 people in this submersible and then said, how long can we last?
Initially, officials said the sub had 96 hours of oxygen, but you just heard Hendrick.
96 hours of oxygen. That oxygen gone. That's gone. That right there, that right there, 96 is over. And like he's saying, it wasn't tested. So them people don't know what they were doing. They don't know what they were doing. So y'all, I give my condolences to these 5 brave people who decided to go out in the ocean to test whatever they were doing. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. If you haven't joined the channel, please do for $4.99 a month. Hit the like button. I love y'all. Be good.